Australian Open 2026, Eala draws Alycia Parks in first round. Eala is coming off an impressive semi-final run at the WASB Classic in Auckland, Dubai. Filipina tennis star Alexandra Eala will make her Australian Open main draw campaign against world number 100 Alycia Parks of the United States. The 20-year-old Eala recently surged to a career-high world ranking of number 49. She enters the season's opening Grand Slam in strong form and with growing confidence. Eala arrives in peak form. Eala is coming off an impressive semi-final run at the WASB Classic in Auckland. She followed that up with a dominant exhibition victory over Olympic silver medalist Donna Vekic at the Kuyang Classic this week. Those results suggest the Filipina is peaking at the right time as she prepares for her long-awaited Australian Open debut. Parks brings power and experience. Despite the rankings, Alycia Parks presents a formidable challenge. The 25-year-old American is widely regarded as one of the tour's most dangerous unseeded players. Parks famously shares the record for the fastest serve in U.S. Open history at 129 miles per hour, a mark also held by Venus Williams. Her career highlight came in 2023, when she captured the Lyon Open title by defeating former world number 11 Caroline Garcia. She also brings valuable Grand Slam experience, having reached the third round of the Australian Open 2 years ago. First meeting on tour. The scheduled match on Sunday, January 18th, will mark the first meeting between Eala and Parks on the WTA Pro Tour. For Eala, the match represents another personal milestone. She has now appeared in the main draws of all 4 Grand Slam tournaments. What's at stake? I want to say this is the best I've ever played, Eala said after her tune-up matches in Melbourne. I think I'm in a good moment, so I really hope to keep the momentum going. If Eala advances past Parks' power game, a tough second-round test awaits. She would face either world number 19 and former French Open finalist Karolina Muchova or Romania's Jacqueline Christian, ranked 37th. Australian Open 2026, when Eala meets Alycia Parks. Melbourne wakes early in January, the city's breath already warm, the sky a pale blue that promises both beauty and brutality. The Australian Open has always been a tournament of extremes, searing heat and sudden rain, 5-hour epics and blink-and-you-miss-it upsets. In 2026, before a single ball has been struck in anger, one first-round pairing hums with intrigue. Eala versus Alycia Parks. On paper, it is a contrast that tennis loves to offer. On court, it may become something unforgettable. Eala arrives in Melbourne not as a novelty, but as a name that has steadily gathered weight. The Filipina left-hander, once heralded as a junior prodigy, now walks into the main draw with the quiet confidence of a player who knows she belongs. Her game has matured, less about raw promise, more about precision and intent. The compact swings, the early ball striking, the tactical patience, all are signs of a player who understands that Grand Slams are marathons disguised as sprints. Across the net stands Alycia Parks, American, powerful, unapologetic. Her serve alone can bend a match to her will, a kinetic release that echoes through Rod Laver Arena and beyond. Parks does not tiptoe into rallies, she announces herself with force. When her timing locks in, the ball explodes off her racket, flattening angles and stealing time from opponents who dare to stand too far behind the baseline. This is why the draw feels almost cinematic. Control versus power. Construction versus detonation. A chessboard set beneath the Australian sun. For Eala, the first round is never just a first round. She understands what this match represents, not only a chance to advance, but an opportunity to measure herself against a player who embodies the modern power game. Preparation has been meticulous. In the days leading up to the tournament, Eala's practices have focused on depth and disguise, on using the lefty serve wide in the ad court, on dragging big hitters into uncomfortable patterns. Against Parks, rhythm can be a weapon, variation, a shield. Parks, meanwhile, carries her own motivations. The American has tasted the highs of overwhelming opponents and the frustration of inconsistency. Melbourne offers her a stage where momentum can build fast. A clean first round, a statement performance, and suddenly the draw opens like a sunlit corridor. She knows Eala's intelligence, respects it, but respects her own firepower more. The crowd, as always at the Australian Open, will play its part. Melbourne is generous with its applause, especially for players who fight. They will cheer the audacity of Park's winners and the resilience of Eala's defenses. They will murmur at long rallies and gasp at sudden aces. Somewhere between points, flags will flutter, accents will blend, and tennis will do what it does best: turn strangers into believers. There is also history being written between the lines. For the Philippines, Eala represents a widening horizon. Each appearance at a major redraws what feels possible for young players watching from afar. Every hold of serve, every break point earned, carries a quiet weight beyond the scoreboard. Eala has never asked to carry that symbolism, but she honors it with the seriousness of her craft. For Parks, the narrative is different but no less compelling. She is part of a lineage of American power tennis, yet determined to carve out her own identity, one that balances aggression with growth. Matches like this test not just the arm, but the mind. Can she stay patient when winners don't come easily? Can she adjust when a clever opponent refuses to be rushed? As the match unfolds, whether on a sun-baked outer court or beneath the lights, the tempo will tell the story. If Parks dictates early, landing first serves and stepping inside the baseline, the pressure will mount quickly. But if Eala extends rallies, absorbs pace, and finds angles with her lefty forehand, the dynamic can shift. Tennis is a game of margins, and first rounds often turn on a handful of points that refuse to be forgotten. Win or lose, this meeting feels like a hinge moment. For Eala, it is another step in proving that her ascent is built to last. For Parks, it is a chance to remind the tour how dangerous she can be when her game clicks. The Australian Open has always thrived on such intersections, where paths cross briefly, intensely, and then diverge again. By the time the handshake comes, Melbourne will have learned something new. About composure, about power, about how many ways there are to chase a dream across a rectangle of blue. And somewhere, as the sun dips and the next match takes the stage, the echoes of Eala versus Alycia Parks will linger, a first-round clash that felt like more than just the beginning.